I'm here today to basically maybe ask for an investigation more so than anything of the death of Julian Heyward III. So that's what brought me out here initially. I think it's suspicious, and it follows a string of deaths involving hanging of black people this year across the country.
I'm here to protest the injustice of Julian Heyward. I lived in Maui, and he was hung on his front porch after he had gone missing for 5 days. The police marked it as a suicide.
Well, I heard about Julian's death, I'd say 2 days ago, and it's alarming. I've lived here for 7 years, and I've never heard of anything like this happening before. So I decided to come here today and make my peace with it and stance that I'm not comfortable with what is happening. And I think that his death didn't have to happen. I think that there's something that could have been done about it in a more civilized manner. And I definitely think that there's foul play here.
I know that there's a lot of racial injustice in the country, especially growing right now. So there's always a good time to support the people that really need help most right now, and so that's why I'm here.
More people knowing about what happened to Julian, and maybe having empathy. I think there's apathy is a mental illness affecting a lot of people these days. I hope this protest brings answers as to how Julian died, whether he was lynched or if he did indeed hang himself. It still points to a broader issue and problem when it comes to housing, COVID-19, and people needing a safe place to stay.
At the risk of sounding borderline racist, to hang yourself, that's not really a traditional black way of trying to kill yourself per se. And to get to that point where you want to kill yourself because your home, is being taken from you. You're paying your rent and all of that just to find out that the person you're paying your rent to has your home illegally. And then they get mad and they get their friends, their associates to come and start harassing you, even to the point where you get ran off the road on your scooter. So that shows a clear defined history of the accosting, the accusations, and then for you to turn up hung. That maybe I'm looking at it wrong. I'm trying to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but it just seems real mysterious, kind of uncanny for you to get ran off the road, to have people coming to assault you. You have this on police report, with your landlord, your lawyer. All of a sudden, the day you're supposed to show up in court is the day you're found hung. And the thing is, he had a good chance of winning his case. So, like I say, it's a lot of stuff that's not making sense. So we're trying to get the Hawaii government and other people of allies open the case, look at it, look at the facts. We're out here protesting, and it's not about Black Lives Matter. It's not about All Lives Matter or the Blue Lives Matter right now. Right now, we're out here for Julian Heyward. We're trying to get the case opened up and get to the bottom of it, because in essence, it's paradise lost. You come here to Hawaii, to live out your days in peace and tranquility, just to get accosted and harassed, ran off the road, and then you're found hung. So it's kind of mysterious, so that's what we're out here for today.
Just one more thing that has made 2020 just a complete shit year. There's COVID-19 and then there's this shit too. So, yeah, it bothers me.
I came out here, the first march that we had here in Kona. It was a big turnout. I was not expecting that whatsoever. So I just received some random message from someone saying, hey, come out, bring a sign. I did, and I was in tears a little bit for the first 5 minutes, knowing that so many people in Hawaii, in Kona, actually cared enough to come out here and show their support. And there was so many people honking, and so it made me feel like, all right, like I can live here, like, I'm accepted here.
Well, to be honest with you, President Trump signed an executive order, okay? And the executive order was to stop evictions because he knew that the American people are hurting. And right now, we have a brother in Maui that was found hanging. Now, the black community doesn't know if this was a suicide attempt or if this was murder. What we do know is black people don't hang themselves. So that's a red flag right there. So here's the message. We are asking President Trump to investigate why this happened. Why is Hawaii not following those executive orders to stop evictions? This is COVID time. People are having a hard time. It's rough. It's not easy for anybody. And I'm not a large supporter of any political party or person. I believe in we the people, not we the politicians. But I have to say that President Trump did the right thing by signing an executive order to say, stop evictions. What is Ige doing about this? What is Ige doing about this? And that's why I'm here, to raise my voice and say, the president has signed an executive order. What is Ige doing to stop evictions? And that's all I have to say.
But right now, I feel very called to to be active. You know, you can only sit on the sidelines for so long. After a while, you got to get in there. You know, you have to let your voice be heard. You have to try to find a way to overcome this. And by doing this, actually, I found out that there's more black people in the community than what I thought. Actually, like, because everybody comes out for this, and now that's making bonds between all of us. You know, and that's what really my take of it, of why I came here, is to bond with that community. You know, it's scattered for sure, but you know, if we can come together and unify ourselves, and we can make bonds between ourselves, and people can see that, I feel like people can respect it more. They can give us some more respect. I know that in Hawaii, the African American community is very low. It's not a lot of numbers, but if they see that we are unified in this one message, that we want equality, we want justice, we want to be treated just like everyone else, I feel like the Native Hawaiian community and everyone else can see that, they can feel that, and they can decide if they want to respect that.
Right now, we can't speak to, or at least I'm not going to try to speak to, this was actually a killing, but we need to know the information behind it. So that's why a lot of us are standing out here in solidarity. Doesn't mean what color you are, it doesn't matter. But what we want to do is focus on, if it's a tragedy that happens, which this was, then we need to address it. The information needs to get out there, and then justice needs to be served if that is the case. So that's why I'm standing out here in solidarity today, just to show support, hoping that more information will come out soon about the situation, if anybody was involved, how did it actually happen.
It does seem like we lose focus and get distracted and lose momentum so rapidly, especially in the media. You know, no matter what we're having a conversation about in person in our community, after a few weeks it seems to disappear from the media. So
just making sure that this particular incident gets its recognition, and that this person's memory is amplified. I really do believe that if this was a Caucasian or white person found hanged on their front porch, this would be a lot more of a media sensation. But as a country, and even in Hawaii, we're really accustomed to losing Black lives and the violence against Black and brown bodies. And here personally, I'm just trying to show up for my friends and be an ally.
Trying to get communities to come together, trying to form communities, that's what I really enjoy, and that's my work. So what I want to see out of that is a community bond from different groups of people, because it's not only the African American community, Black community that is doing this. There's plenty of white allies. There's plenty of Native Hawaiians, Hawaiian-born people who come out here as well. So to me, it's like that unification. We're unifying over basic human rights, you know, just to be respected, to have equality. You know, the reason why we're here today is for Julian Henry Heyward III. That's the reason why we're here today. But in general, we're just here just because we want to live in a society where everyone's treated equal. You know, that's why we're out here. So unfortunately, we don't live in that society. So we have to make that society. And you know, there's resistance, but you know, I think we have the numbers in our favor. It's just all about getting other people to want to get involved as well. So the end game is to have people involved with this, create community, and to have justice to be served.
So any solution is going to be a combination of like personal work, spiritual work, educational work, policy work. But the first thing is the willingness for us all to realize that we might not have the full story. We need to listen to each other, especially those who are most impacted right now.